Hey guys, how we doing? Happy Thanksgiving. We're here with the gang. I'm going to introduce everybody really quick. Jolly, say hello real quick.
Hey, everybody, good evening.
And Turing, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. Hello,
Did you
everyone.
have a good Thanksgiving?
I did very much.
Good. And then Josh, how's Thanksgiving out on the East or West Coast?
Hello, everyone. Happy holidays. It's been fantastic. The weather is in the mid 60s in the daytime, so it's nice to be outside.
Good. Namidius, how are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Doing great. Just had the usual turkey and stuff, but can't get with everybody, but made the most of it.
Okay. And then last but not least, Chapcap, who is in witness protection at an undisclosed location for the next couple of months.
Hey guys, how's it going? Happy holidays.
So I think, the whole purpose of tonight's show, and hopefully everything looks good. I know it's a little dark where I'm at, but that's because we're playing with the lights again. But hopefully everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And I think we're going to talk about the sale today. So without further ado, Jolly, I believe that you want to talk about the Expo Hall.
Let's start with the first of all, good job by Sega on putting in RSI, putting on the Expo again for 2950. Personal opinion is I think their Expo Hall they designed this year is the best they've ever done, most beautiful by far. I got a lot of kudos to the guys and the team that created it and expanded it out and everything. So those are all big pluses for them. I want to point out it's kind of funny. The previous expos, if you guys remember, you'd go over there. Normally, you'd have two elevators. No big deal because you can't put more than 50 people into a server, anyways. But this one had six. Only thing is that they're thinking ahead. We have greater numbers that are there, server meshing, et cetera, stuff like that, where the expos will actually be crowded as you're trying to move your way through a sea of people. Think Dragon Con and the ability to move around at that point in time. So maybe at some point in time in the future, if they continue these expos as the game goes live, we'll have a little bit more of that going on. It should be rather enjoyable. But I think they did a great job on it. It was beautiful, beyond a shadow of a doubt. The ship displays were very good. That's a positive aspect of it. Be able to walk around and stuff like that. Some you could get into, some you could not. It's not a big deal. The nice addition of the weapons and components that were displays. It was kind of nice seeing the sizes, but I didn't really get anything out of the components being there. All right, that's a cooler. It's a cooler. I see that in Dumpers Depot all the time, but whatever. I guess it was kind of a filler. The bad part is they had to use holographs. Why they use holographs instead of the actual models, I don't know. If at the minimum, it'd be nice to have had a holograph that you could adjust and turn and look at it from a different angle. The Kraken was the one that really got to me because I'm sitting there looking up at the underdeck of Kraken. I thought, I'd like to be able to turn that thing a little bit, look at the top part
where's
of it.
the gangway so you can climb up
Somewhere
and
I
see
could
on top of it?
see more than just a pretty crappy holodeck. When I get better graphics off of just going to the ship page and stuff like that, you'll be able to see a lot more with that. So that was kind of a letdown, their holographs. I don't think that was really a plus on their side. No interaction basis, what I'm saying. Yeah. My biggest complaint, though, by far was the size. The amount of walking and the time it took to get from point A to point B was immense. And if you could bring up that Tobin
Hold
Expo,
on one second. Joni's going to get that ready to go.
that's just one of the maps they had out there for display, so you knew where you were at, which is kind of nice.
Bring it full screen. Oh, we don't have it visually.
It was as large as the world, though.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned
It's the world.
size,
Go to all of us, actually.
in one of the IAE videos they put out. They actually had Jax
You have to run the
McCreary
scanner.
driving a gray cat around inside the expo hall.
Yeah, I would have
to
used
get
a
around.
cat.
To get
Saw
around.
that. I
That
saw
would've
that.
been
That would have
cat,
been
get around it.
nice for sure, but I think there would have been a lot of shenanigans as well. The
Well,
same reason that we have bollards at Port Olisar now.
Part of the problem is you get off the elevator and you're walking up the Egyptian pyramids to
Grand
get to the
entrance.
expo hall itself, and you have to walk forever to get to the first ship you want to take a look at. If you want to walk down a circular stairwell, there's a hopefully it shows up if you get full screen on that puppy.
There we go. We got full screen.
All right.
She just needs to
there
make
we
it
go.
bigger.
That's full screen.
There we go.
All right. You walk downstairs into a long circular area to get down to the bottom part that's shown on the left-hand side. And usually like 4 displays. It wouldn't be someday it might be 4 gray cats on display. Yeah, it really didn't turn me on much. I mean, it's gray cat. Everyone's seen one. Almost everyone has one. The holographs are held down there. again, a lot of walking around just to see the areas, and that was kind of the negative on the whole thing. I could see that's the only negative is they either I would have liked to see more ships put in that space than what they did. I really didn't get much out of having the components there. The weapons might have been the exception to the rule because when you see some of the larger sized weapons, gives you a better understanding how big they actually are. So plus on that part, but I don't need to see the coolers, the power plants, and stuff like that. I got nothing out of it. I would like to see more ships be displayed out there, and it would have worked out a little bit better, in my opinion.
It wasn't just that it was the power plants. They were put in the very back behind the big curtain wall that they had a few times. So it was very clear that these were sort of an afterthought or where no one wanted to be anyways.
Yeah, if they would have had an ability for you to purchase an item from the floor,
Yeah.
you know, for the weapons or the coolers or the components, I think that would have gone a long way to having them there.
True.
Yeah, I mean, you could have just been able to rent them or something. That might have been useful.
Yeah, I don't know if they could do rentals on components. That would have been something. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I said. You know, the purchase option, the
I mean,
rental
just what
option.
component repo man's gonna come take his stuff back off your ship.
Yeah, I guess when you're flying it around, all of a
Yeah,
sudden,
he's
you
gonna
know,
catch up to you.
Come back out and the tires are missing off of it. It's on
where are my
blocks.
size 3s?
Yeah, what happened here? Joni, if you could, can you put up the ship show hall slideshow? I just want to take a minute. You know, as a lot of you know, and some of you don't, I actually do live events. That's why I'm in a hotel right now, is I'm in a town for a live event. I actually do live events, so I spend a fair amount of time at trade shows like this, and I think that they have done a really good job representing it as a true IRL trade show. You know, they had grand entrance, they had merch. I think the way they displayed the ships, if you want to go to the next one there, Joni, the way they displayed the ships is very true. I've spent a lot of time at auto shows, and I think it's very true to what auto shows look like. You know, that's the way they have the ships arranged, and they have the overhead banners, the signage all over the place. They have a consistent theme every day. That's really nice. I like what they did with the Amble Aerospace logos,
Oh,
things
that
like
is a
that.
sweet looking
They-
logo. I
yeah,
missed that.
And they did that for every manufacturer
Mm-hmm.
to glorify the brands. I liked how they were able to activate the downstairs spaces using the stair architecture to kind of give you displays for land vehicles. Like, for example, we have the Dragonflies. The next one is we have the Rocks. And then after that, we had the Ursa Rovers. I think they did a really good job keeping that all tightened in. And then they had that secondary hall that was down below the main hall, you know, where they had the Nomad, they had the freelancers. They did a really good job of making it look exactly how it would be. I mean, look, they have silly things like seating for people. You know, they had water fountains, they have info signs. You know, it's just like a real show. Then this is the other hall that was off the main floor. Same kind of concept. They carried it all through. They make the place look big and airy. It looked really good. Now, that's not to say that there weren't a couple of geometry issues. You can see here we have some Spider-Man climbing up some stuff.
Well, that
But
was
I think they did a really good job conveying the theme of the show, the message of the show, and making it feel like it was a real event. This last one I put in for Turin. It's got his favorite helmet. It's got his favorite
I'm going to
helmet.
shoot you.
But they did a really good job with the whole "Your Journey Awaits" thing and the grand entrance and just making you feel like you were a part of the show and that you were coming to a show, not just a themed room in the verse. You know, I think they did a really good job with it. That's my 2 cents as a guy who sees it a
I
lot.
was impressed when you walked into the show hall, the way the ship was in the center, especially some of the bigger ships, the Reclaimer and the 890. It just really emphasized the massive size of some of those ships. So I thought the hall was the best at presenting ships I had seen so far. So I fully agree with you. But yes, I did climb the banners. Don't ask me why. It's just something I would do.
Yes.
Same
Something
here.
you would do. There's no question about
Hey,
that.
players will do anything they can find a way to do.
I will
It's-
say the view of the 890 and the Reclaimer from up there was pretty awesome.
I think that's why that hall was so darn huge, is because they had to fit those ships
Yeah.
in there. I agree that there was some space that could have been utilized maybe a little more efficiently, but you know, one thing I would have liked to see that they did have in some of the videos, but they didn't have that you could actually get to, is they had like an outdoor landing pad rooftop area where they had banners and stuff like that, and I thought that would have been a really neat piece to add on. you know, and
Except
have
it's
some.
so cold at Microtech, though.
Well, yeah, the situation or the location may have had something to do with it, but
It
that's
sure would have been nice.
it would have been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
I
this
think
the first time? Is this the first time they had a 48-hour time frame on each
Yes.
vendor?
I
Didn't
think
they do that last time?
No,
I
it's
don't
No, I
24
think they
hours
had
last
two
time.
vendors
I
at
think they flipped,
once.
yeah.
They had two vendors at once in different locations,
Oh.
but it was at the same. It was for the same duration. This is the first time that I know that they've allowed it to go 48 hours for each vendor, and they overlapped each other. And I think that was due to the scalability this time of the venue that they were able to put in, which was really nice.
Yeah, especially I can't. I mean, you go rent 5 or 6 ships, you may not get to them all in 24 hours. So it's nice if you can go back and grab one of those ships you didn't get to fly.
Yeah, well, I completely agree.
Yeah, and if you didn't catch it during the best in show portion of the show, all the ships are coming back for rental for free during that period of time.
How?
Oh.
Because before you had to walk up to them and
Yeah, I think you're going to be on the rental consoles now. I think that's where they're going to put it.
The other
Okay.
thing we didn't talk about is there's also another day where there's going to be the armaments day. So I'm guessing they're going to have suits of armor and FPS weapons on racks. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. But
I'm curious to see.
should be interesting.
we're supposed to have some surprise armor of some type, I
Titan suit.
believe. We can
A,
hope.
a fuzzy suit to go with that bear head.
Yep.
Oh,
You wear that to a whole different type of convention there.
yeah. Wrong type of convention
You know,
there.
I was
Torrent.
trying to think about how to say that without.
So
you
pervy?
did it
Yeah.
perfectly. Well done, sir. I think
So
we-
you know, I went in almost every day, and I definitely saw all the different vendors. And you know, I think it was a lot better this year than it has been in past years. The 2 days per vendor and the overlap makes it easy. Where if you miss a day or miss a few hours, you're able to get able to still get in there and take a peek at the stuff. And I think the space is better than the space that they had at Area 18 or the space that they had at you know, Lorville, for sure. Lorville was awful.
It was a big hangar.
It was, but you know, I still kind of miss. There was no Idris to look at.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of stuff that we should have seen some progression on, that we didn't. And
I
so,
think, and Jay, if I could add to
Go
that,
ahead.
I think they tried a little bit with Invictus Week, where you could go up to the orbital station and see those big ships. They could have done that this time too. I mean, you could have put an extension of
yeah,
the
stick a
of
star
the
lifter up there by the
displays.
cargo deck or something.
Yeah, well, you could have used that that area that is off limits, the military arm of the space dock, to at least go out and have another EVA display.
Yep.
So I think
Or-
they could have done that.
or put the Idris in a big bathtub again, like they did a couple of years ago.
I remember
There
that.
was one thing that that I saw, and I think it's for the first time as well. When you first came out of the elevators and before you went up the stairs, to the right was a huge video screen that was playing,
Yeah.
in-game
Prowler.
video commercials.
The
Yep.
Prowler commercial.
Well, they were
Really,
doing
really
it for
good.
every manufacturer had their own video that was playing up there. They had the Nomad going. They had the 100 series for Origin. I don't know what they're doing for RSI because I didn't go to the Expo yet today. But I think that's another. It's sort of like the rock mining first iteration tech for the tractor beam. This could be the first iteration tech for in-game video streaming and things of that nature. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
I
like that.
agree.
The Prowler ad was particularly very well done.
Yeah.
A lot of guys were commenting on that one.
I think all the ads were really well done. The Galactic Tour bit is, I mean, it's been comic relief every day. The Perseus video today was hilarious.
Mhm.
You know, this isn't loaded, right? Boom, 15 different alarms are going off. You know, I think they did a great job with all of them, and they got some healthy teasers in there too, with the C2 and the Talon.
Yeah, but I bit
Well-
hard with the Crusader. I bit hard with that one. I thought
Yeah.
for sure they were putting
Yeah,
it
yeah.
on the floor. They
Yeah,
didn't fool me.
that
They
was a
didn't fool me
cruel-
with the Talons.
That
but
was a
they-
cruel tease, I think.
I
Yeah.
was
was.
looking for it too. That was
Yeah.
just that hurt.
Yep. It looks like it's close enough. I don't know why they didn't put it in there as a static
Top
display.
deck,
even
I
if-
think. The
Yeah.
top deck's still going through last pass, I believe.
Uh, Well, but they could have had that deck
Whatever,
locked and just shown
stick
the
a
bottom
Charlotte in there and
deck.
call it a day.
Yeah.
Getting back to the Invictus thing though, is I have a feeling they're just not quite there with NPC movement of, you know, like I think it's 312. We got the improvements to the capital ship pilot. They're probably trying to get improvements to the way the NPCs move around landing zones like New Babbage and Lorville. If they had that more dialed in, we probably would have seen some NPC ships flying in and out of the area to make it more active looking. I think that's maybe part of what you were talking about, the landing pads up above the
Well, just having
area.
it as a static display, I think is what Shap was talking about. Having a static display, because you can
Yeah.
see that in some of the Whitley's guides. It's in there every time. There's a section that they're all sitting on
Yeah, it's
top
like a
of the
rooftop
of the
landing pad or
spaceport.
something.
It's on
Yeah.
top of the
Yep.
spaceport.
Oh, there you go.
But remember, we had the
Definitely.
F8s flying, like you said, during the Invictus. They would
Oh.
land around the security decks.
We did
They
have
could
the
have done,
F8 in game,
but not flying.
No,
The
no,
thing
no.
is, they
Yep.
I would say maybe they wanted to have them on the roof or something, but they couldn't quite get it to where it was presentable.
Yeah, but my
'Cause,
point was you had the Idris, you had the Javelin for Invictus Week, you had those ships. You could have put them static on the
Somewhere.
static display up at the spaceport for people to go up and see. That was my point, is that you it's one of the ships you could buy, so why not go ahead and show it during the week.
Unless they're trying to keep Invictus to the military event of the year and not the
No,
flash and
I
show
don't
off
say
event.
make it Invictus like. I just say
No,
put
yeah,
the ships out for display.
sure,
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you.
my point is, it was a magnificent venue, underutilized.
Yes.
They could
I
have
would give it.
utilized
I'd give
more.
it probably a solid 8 out of 10 overall. I think.
The surfaces, the work that they put into making the granite look granite, the flooring look like true slate flooring. That was just awesome.
The watery.
Oh my gosh, the visual effects on it were just incredible.
Okay. So here's a quick question. Let's go around the table. Who cracked their wallet open and bought something this week? Jolly?
Oh, I did. Yeah, not too much though. I did some meltdowns. Overall, net loss in terms of money, but I did pick up Perseus, which I was happy with. I melted a hammerhead to get to it, which I can always buy back in the future. But I want to check out the Perseus heavily. And since a hammerhead is your replacement ship until the Perseus comes out, I still can fly my hammerhead around as I want to. When
Just out of
Perseus
curiosity,
comes out,
I
I'll
didn't
check
see it
out.
for sale. When did it go on sale? I must have missed that.
Today.
Today? Yeah, today.
Oh, and
Today.
is it
Yeah,
still on
today was
sale
RSI
or is
day.
it
Yeah, it's still on
limited?
sale.
It's a new
And,
concept,
It's
so I think it'll
concept,
probably
so-
be around for a week.
How much bank?
Is
600
war bonds.
war bond,
Yeah, it's
675.
675.
Okay.
it's a
I'll have to
limited
go take a
sale
peek.
though, isn't it?
No,
Not
No, I
quantity
don't
No,
think
it's
so.
a concept.
Not
There's
quantity
also a
limited.
Chairman's Club version that you get the special paint with.
Yep.
Okay.
I passed
Turing, did they crack open your wallet this week?
Cracked it up very, very small crack this time.
Sure it did.
I spent most of my time. Well, you've seen my list, Jay. I mean,
Yes, I know exactly.
there's not a whole lot of room there. I spent most of my time trading out the ships that I needed to have long-term insurance on. I think that's it's extremely positive thing that you can do if you do nothing else at these annual sales, is to take and look at your inventory and trade out, because it's a 1-for-1 trade. If you've got ships that are not, in packs that you can melt and then trade up in that. I picked up a Nomad, I picked up a Hull B for myself, and I picked up a CCU for the Perseus. My big sale, my big crack the wallet open this time was for the 600i Explorer. So I put that back into my inventory. I sat and I tried to see if I could get rid of my 600i Touring model, because I don't have the 890, and Josh, no, I don't want to hear about it. I don't have the 890, but I do have the 600i, and I really like that ship from a luxury ship standpoint, and I just could not part from it this time around, but I could. But I did take my Carrack and CCU'd up to the Perseus, and the reason I did that is because eventually the Corsair will come online with the 600i Explorer. I have way too many exploration ships. The Carrack has always been a problem for me. I love the ship. I like the way it looks, but you can't open that top hangar externally. Now, maybe they'll fix that in the future. I don't know. But for right now, you have to have it is a truly dedicated multi-crew ship. My only drawback was it has that med bay in it, so that for an exploration ship you really need. But
I'm
that
gonna
was
be
kind
honest.
of my rundown.
Yeah,
I'm
I
looking
also
at it
picked up
right now.
a Terrapin and a Red too. Those are
Okay.
old ships, been out there for a while, which I wanted to finally get them.
Just for the record, this ambush pack is pretty kick butt. Two arrows and a Perseus for $100 more.
Yeah, but the Perseus can't really support the arrows, but that's all right.
Well, yeah, but 2 arrows for
Nice.
LTI ticket or tokens.
Exactly.
Yeah, you just
Josh, did your wallet get cracked at all?
So we're in the middle of decisions here. We did I did melt a couple things, and I upgraded to a Mercury Star Runner. I actually didn't pay much attention to that ship when it first was announced, and after looking at it more and kind of thinking of some things I want to do, I think that's going to be a good sort of all-around ship. But I'm still debating the Nomad. And speaking of the 600i, it used to be one of the loaner ship matrix for the 890, and they took it away from me. And I think they're trying to scream at my wallet. So we're still in debate as to how we're going to handle that. And now they threw the Perseus at us. So I'm in a confused and unknown state, but we'll figure it out before the show's over.
Okay. Nom, how about you?
Nope. Well, my wife is watching this, so I only bought a few skins.
She believes
All
it too.
And a coffee cup.
Yeah. Anyway, no. I was kind of tempted by the Nomad, and maybe someday I might get one. But it's not something I have to have now. But I'm glad for it for a lot of people. I think the Nomad's a great little starter ship that you might stay in for a while before you move on to something else. It's very defensible. I mean, three shields on it. It's a very versatile little thing. I will say on the big ships, especially the limited ones, they're also limiting them to like one. I don't know if you mentioned that before. There's like one per account in a lot of situations.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, somebody
Yeah, the
mentioned
limited
the
quality,
Perseus,
yes.
the concierge Perseus being sold out, but it's still available for me to purchase. So I'm guessing that that's probably an account limited ship.
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great. I
It's
think
still
that's fine.
showing for me as well. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
But
Oh.
seriously, I only bought skins, so we'll stop there.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Sure.
That's your story, and you're sticking to it until your
Mhm.
wife learns how to log in and see your hanger.
Yeah.
And Cap, how about you?
I picked up a Nomad. I think
Oh.
it'll be a great ship to use with the Rock in the future, but we'll get into that a little bit later. It's got a couple
Yeah, I
hiccups.
think we're going to be
but
talking about that in a minute,
exactly.
I
Yep,
suspect.
next, I'm not going to talk about too much. I picked up a couple paint jobs. I really like the black and blue Stormbringer.
It's
It's very-
almost like RSI finally made us an ADI paint scheme.
Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
close enough,
Yep.
close enough.
And that's actually it. Oh, I bought an 85X because they're fun to fly around. So
Okay.
um,
Well,
that's it.
I picked up a Millennium Falcon. I mean, a Mercury Star Runner. So they did shake a little money loose for me as well.
Yeah.
So
Maybe we should.
When
Um,
it first came out, that concept, it was
Yeah.
I passed because it was showing S2 weapons only. When
Mhm.
it actually came out, it was all S3s.
yeah,
That
I had that in
really
the pack
changes around
already.
that. Yep.
I think that's going to be the new go-to streaming ship for me instead of the Karak. You can get it in and out of places quicker and easier. It's got just as big, if not a slightly bigger, vehicle bay.
Well, Jay, I've been practicing, so we're good.
We're good.
We're good.
Good. Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Good. I
the
suspect you and I will be flying
The
some in
one thing
one.
I'll say about the Mercury Star Runner is that it's just like the RSI constellation. You're not as far forward as you think you are when you get ready to land. So,
You're never quite far
Yep.
forward enough.
Yep.
So